Hello everyone, it is Barb here, professional home care personal support worker, union steward, and joint certified member and co-chair of a joint health and safety committee. Not a doctor, not a nurse, not an epidemiologist, but a science and medical nerd. And any information I pass on to you is from legitimate sources, but fact check me anyway. This video is going to be about a topic that's become rather hot right now: do-it-yourself or homemade masks. First off the top, and several times throughout this, I am going to say I do not recommend the use of them. I recommend against the use of them. I do not condone it. I do not say it's okay. I will not do it myself. That being said, there's a little something that some of you may know about me. I'm a bit of an Anglophile. That is, I like things British. Of all the British things I like, my most favorite is the phrases and words that they have. I like to use them. I like to pepper my language with them. And one of those phrases I've been using lately, I like to use it a lot actually, but I tone it back because most people don't know what it means. Needs must while the devil drives. And needs must for short. And what that means is you do what you have to do to survive, even if it's distasteful to you. See, it's basically you got to do what you got to do to get through. And that's where this topic comes in, because there's been a lot of hubbub about it. I did some research. I've been going along doing it here and there, and there's more information now than there was before. Still, you're getting a lot of not recommended, right? I remember reading in one or two places it's only a 50% effectiveness. There's patterns out there for sewing them, for making single-use ones, because in some places they are having issues with supply. So remember, needs must while the devil drives. In my line of work, contrary to what that one person said about all of us being confident in the supply chain, no, we are not. That is entirely wrong, because we are ourselves suffering shortages and rationing. For the most part, we're okay, but it's the N95s we don't have, but we use that in rare cases. But they're rationing the surgical masks and they're rationing the hand sanitizer. So yes, the CDC now has something on here, and I'm going to read it to you. Again, I am not condoning the use. I am recommending against it, but something needed to be said. So, and remember, fact check me too, but I am reading from the Center for Disease Control and Prevention site, and this page is Strategies for Optimizing the Supply of Face Masks. Basically, how to efficiently use what you've got. I understand what they mean, but some people, it's a little, if you know what I mean. So they have three areas. The relevant one is crisis capacity strategies. Basically, how to use what you've got when you're in a crisis, which we are now. And the subheading is, when no face masks are available, options include ... Well, I put in the ... Okay, they use a letter term here, HCP, and that means health care practitioner. Just so you know, when I use it, that's what that means. So the CDC, Center for Disease Control, says HCP use of homemade masks, that just made me think of Victor Borge. Quote, in settings where face masks are not available, HCP might use homemade masks, for example, bandana or scarf, for patients with COVID-19 as a last resort. However, homemade masks are not considered PPE, personal protective equipment. That would be your gowns, your masks, your gloves, your booties, your hats, and face shields. Since their capability to protect HCP is unknown, caution should be exercised when considering this option. Homemade masks should ideally be used in combination with a face shield that covers the entire front, extends the chin or below, and both sides of the face. So saith the Center for Disease Control. And again, I'm not recommending it. I am not condoning it. I am saying not a good thing. But again, in some areas, needs must. And having the issue, as I said, with what we're doing, we're doing okay, but the rationing is being a bit of a challenge, especially getting it to us, but that'll be something we're working out because I'll be in weekly health and safety meetings. So that's all I have to say about that. Homemade, do-it-yourself face masks. I'm not recommending it. I do not think it's a good thing. Granted, back in the day, and if you've ever watched an episode of MASH, they used cotton. But as they came out with better materials, with these nice new coatings that they have, they were much more effective than the cotton. So that's what we have now. And it's the preferred masks. But again, in some areas, needs must. Not with me, though. I couldn't do it with my work anyway. The risk is too great. So be kind to each other, stay healthy, stay safe, help out your fellow human. Stop hoarding all this stuff, please. Anyone who's watching this who's been doing that, because now those of us who need the supplies are having issues getting it. Remember, we are not confident in the supply chain. I think that's about it. Take care all, and stay tuned here for more information as it happens.